Chairperson, we have Vanessa Nelson Sloan. I believe she's in person. Pretty much a guarantee.
Thank you. We are now almost 3/4 of the way through 2025, and our concern about the dismal grant rate for this year continues to grow. Last month, we noted the grant rate for July was a very low 25%, and the good news is in August, the grant rate was up to 25.5%, a whole 0.5% increase. Meaning we are currently on track to see a grant rate of 27 to 25% for the entire year, a concerningly low number that the board has not fallen to in over 10 years. In 2015, the grant rate was 35% of hearings held. Another concerning trend we're tracking is the wide variation in individual grant rates among commissioners. In the last months, we're seeing individual commissioners' grant rates differ by as much as 39% from the highest to the lowest. In past year studies, grant rates among all commissioners, whether it was 12, 18, or 21 in number, might vary by 10 to 14%, seldom more than 20%. Assuming with slight variations, every commissioner presides over a similar array of lifers and a variety of custody levels, which if all commissioners are following largely the same guidelines and rules, also known as laws, one would assume that the grant rates would be somewhat more standardized, allowing for individual quirks. But we're seeing some commissioners with grant rates in the single digits for multiple months. What's going on? Why have lifers suddenly become less suitable and prepared, or have they? Is it the suitability of the lifers or the focus of the board? I bring this to the board's attention not because I believe it will sway any given commissioner, nor should it, but it should, and I hope it will, cause the board as a whole to revisit what guidelines are currently in use. Are they valid? Are they being used uniformly and with reasonable discretion? We'll be in touch.
Chairperson, you're on mute.
Sorry.
Oh, moderator, I'm sorry.
I'm not in that pay bracket, ma'am.
Talking to myself here.
Thank you. We have Connie Lasky, I believe, in person.
Still good morning. I just want to bring a concern to the board. In some recent hearings, commissioners have told victims in VNOCs that they have to turn off their cameras to avoid distractions. These comments have occurred at the beginning of the hearing with no indication or evidence that the victim or VNOC will be disruptive or distracting. I would just like to remind the commissioners that unless they are actually doing anything that is disruptive or distracting, victims and VNOCs have the absolute right to make their own decision whether they will be on or off camera, just like they used to have the right to be in the prison hearing room and could only be removed from the room for actual disruption. On a completely unrelated note, I want to share something that Commissioner Barton said at a recent parole hearing. CDCR should consider creating a class about the issues of restitution avoidance, much like they did with cell phone usage. That way, inmates who have previously engaged in restitution avoidance could show the board that they have learned about the dangers and impacts of the practice and are taking affirmative steps to prevent future violations and are trying to make amends for past ones. And those who have not yet been before the board for engagement in that practice could learn about the dangers and the problems with it. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Keith Watley, I believe also in person.
Good day, Commissioners. I don't know whether it's morning or afternoon. I wasn't sure how much I needed to say, and I don't need to say much. Keith Watley from Uncommon Law. The last point that Ms. Lasky mentioned suggests yet another standard, yet another hoop for people to jump through in order to, I don't know, show suitability. This issue of restitution avoidance is nonsense. And anyone who's worked in or around institutions for decades knows it. If you're looking for some way to determine whether someone who has engaged in restitution avoidance in the past is dangerous, consider that at these meetings, these monthly meetings, I've been to many of them, there's often people who have been released from life sentences and come back and talk about their journey through the board. They're often thanking individual commissioners for having trusted in them, and they appreciate that trust and that confidence. Probably all of them have engaged in restitution avoidance. And anyone who works in the institution knows that to be true. So we shouldn't pretend that it actually has anything to do with someone's risk to public safety. We know that it doesn't. You all should know that as well. We shouldn't be inventing some new class that if it's not available or if someone doesn't check that box, another reason to deny parole. Thank you.
Thank you. For those who have signed up to make a general public comment by video or telephone, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or by pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker I have is Sol Mercado from Planting Justice. Sol, go ahead and unmute yourself. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak. Sol, I can see that you're with us on video. We have unmuted your microphone. We have enabled your microphone to be unmuted, but you do have to unmute it with the little microphone icon up at the top of the screen by the red button. We will circle back to Sol. Natasha Baker from Uncommon Law. I see your hand is raised. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Natasha Baker, and I am the Supervising Attorney for Litigation and Policy at Uncommon Law. My comment is about an urgent matter affecting parole candidates at California State Prison, Los Angeles County, or LAC. Through our own clients and those of other organizations, it has come to our attention that legal mail is not getting processed at LAC. In addition, legal visits, whether in person, on the phone, or via video conference, are either not getting scheduled or experiencing substantial delays in getting scheduled. Clearances are also not getting processed, impeding the ability of attorneys to conduct in-person legal visits. Incarcerated people have the right to receive their legal mail and legal visits promptly. Parole candidates cannot adequately prepare for their parole hearings without prompt and consistent access to counsel. Others with court hearings are missing filing deadlines because they are not receiving their mail in a timely fashion, if at all. Uncommon Law, as you know, also runs a parole preparation program known as Home After Harm at LAC, and it is scheduled to start this week. Without legal mail and legal visits and promptly processed clearances, we cannot provide this critical programming. It is our understanding that this issue is due to understaffing at LAC. Whatever the reason may be, we call upon the board to work with CDCR to correct this situation immediately. Legal mail processing must resume ASAP, as well as scheduling of legal visitation. We also call upon the board to determine a plan for those whose upcoming parole hearings have likely been affected by these issues to ensure that parole candidates, most of whom are represented by attorneys the board itself appoints, have prompt and consistent access to counsel and are in a position to be adequately prepared and represented at their hearings. Thank you so much.
Thank you. One more time for Sol Mercado from Planting Justice. Go ahead and unmute your microphone, Sol. Chairperson, there appear to be no more speakers for general comments.
Thank you. I will now call roll for the commissioners participating in public comment, deliberations, and voting on the cases on today's agenda. Chairperson, that's me, is present. Commissioner Barton.
Present.
Commissioner Cassidy.
Present.
Commissioner Chappelle.
Present.
Commissioner Dobbs.
Present.
Commissioner Garland.
Present.
Commissioner Kozel.
Present.
Commissioner Minor.
Present.
Commissioner Nudim.
Present.
Commissioner O'Meara.
Present.
Commissioner Schneider.
Present.
Commissioner Weiss.
Here.
Please note for the minutes that a majority of the commissioners currently appointed are present in person. We will now hear comments regarding cases on today's agenda. If you wish to speak today, you must sign up on our speaker list. A speaker card is available on the board's website under the tab Board Meetings and the link Meeting Agendas. Alternately, you can call 916-267-0857 and provide your information and the case that you would like to speak on. If the case you want to speak on has already passed, you will have another opportunity to speak at the end once we have gone through all the cases. For each case, first we will take comments from those in support of the incarcerated person. Then we will take comments from those in opposition to the incarcerated person. We will call on people by either the name provided or the last digits of their telephone number. We will enable the person's microphone so they can unmute and provide their comment. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak. Comments are limited to 2 minutes. There is no rebuttal. If you are speaking, please eliminate any background noise. The first case today is Ralph ARREGUIN, D46745, item 12. Moderator, please call speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. For those who signed up to speak in support of Ralph ARREGUIN, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or by pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us to enable your microphone. The first speaker that I have is Cynthia Fernandez. Cynthia Fernandez, go ahead and...
Thank you. She's in person.
Perfect.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Cynthia Fernandez, and I am the fiance of Ralph ARREGUIN. And I traveled here from Long Beach today because it was very important for me to be here. I have in front of me, I just brought it with me, letters, support letters from lieutenants, staff, correctional officers, his psychologists, his pastors, our pastors, friends and family. I've known Ralph for 4 years. I was married 32 years. I've been a widow for 10 years. I'm a prison minister for 28 years. I'm also a facilitator for Celebrate Recovery. I'm very active in women's groups, different ministries. I have my own ministry. When I met Ralph, I never thought I would be with anybody that was incarcerated or involved in anybody that was incarcerated. However, the first thing I looked for in Ralph was his character. If his character was going to change during our 4-year relationship, it did change for the better. He is always optimistic. I have numerous certificates and programs while he's been incarcerated. He has done so much. He sings in the men's choir, and he is in the honor earned building. He was one of the first inmates at San Quentin to go into the earned honor building where he resides now. So I am just asking that he'll have an opportunity to come home so we can get married and we can be with all our children and all our grandchildren. And he continues to work hard on his rehabilitation. He even joined the mental health group this past week at San Quentin. Thank you for the opportunity to allow me to speak. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker I have is Brian King. I see that your hand is raised. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak.
Good morning, and thank you for taking me. I am a teacher at San Quentin Rehabilitation Center, and I've known Ralph for 2 years. I've worked closely with Ralph and volunteer in ministry after hours, and I've spent quite a bit of time with him. Ralph has been right up free as far back as Psalms will show the disciplinary history. As Cynthia mentioned, he is in honor housing and has been involved in countless therapeutic groups, been free from substance abuse for many years now. Ralph is a model resident at San Quentin. He is a role model here. He is a mentor to young men. And the Ralph I know is a very gentle and kind Ralph. I don't know the old Ralph that he has told me about. That man is gone. And I am enthusiastically supporting his resentencing and asking you to give him every consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers in support of Ralph ARREGUIN.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Ralph ARREGUIN.
Thank you. Yes, we have Tasha Sarouche. From Orange County, Tasha, I see you're with us. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you. Inmate ARREGUIN has 8 prior strikes, all for not just serious crimes, but violent ones. He has violated parole 6 prior times. He was on parole when he committed his life crimes. He is a self-admitted heroin, PCP, cocaine, and marijuana addict. Everyone in his life was aware of his addictions, and no one could help him, control him, or stop the violent crime. He was also a gang member, has mental health concerns, and alludes to domestic violence issues, in addition to his numerous substance abuse diagnoses. While on the surface, he has been programming and staying violence-free, as well as leading tours where he claims his sentence is not too long. Ever since 2019, he has been annually petitioning the district attorney's office, the courts, and the governor to lessen his sentence and release him from prison. He does not accurately represent the crime or what he did, the violence and trauma involved, the following of the victim, nor does he address any of his other 8 prior victims. The inmate's entire plea for less time is based on his and his family's statement that, quote, he didn't murder anyone. According to that standard, no murderer should ever leave prison, and every drug-addicted parole violator with 8 prior strikes should. There is nothing in this inmate's file which demonstrates he is deserving of a governor's stamp of approval and commutation of time. He has a parole hearing consultation scheduled and will have a parole hearing soon enough. And his resentencing is pending in court after yet another appeal by the inmate. To grant this 8-time striker this level of benefit, commutation, without having him vetted by the board is the wrong message. The only time society has been free of victimization from this inmate has been while he has been incarcerated. And just as a final note, inmates are expected to be violence-free in program. That is one of the few basic low-level requirements. It is not something that should be lauded as extraordinary. Please oppose the commutation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers for Ralph Arguin.
The next case is BALEEGH Brown, G20399, item 13. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. For those who signed up to speak in support of BALEEGH Brown, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or by pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us to enable your microphone. Our first speaker is Sodalia Brown. Sodalia, if you're with us, I see you are. Go ahead and unmute your microphone. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak.
Good afternoon to all of the MBAC board members. My name is Sodalia Brown. I am the father of BALEEGH Brown. I am thankful to the governor's office, the CDCR, and all those responsible for his rehabilitation and for the opportunity to appear before you today. BALEEGH's rehabilitation is a benefit to him as a person, my family, and I as his father, and the community in general. BALEEGH has worked tirelessly after taking accountability for his wrongs to correct himself. The change in him since his incarceration can be seen in his efforts to become a better person and his academic accomplishments. I am happy to see he is now counseling his peers and encouraging them to also adapt themselves. I am here to offer my support in assisting him in his transition into the general society. He has many amazing plans. My family and I are here to aid him. There was a time when I thought because of my age and health, I would not be able to share family life with him, with BALEEGH in a home environment. I am filled with joy that we're being given this opportunity. In conclusion, BALEEGH has become the person I envisioned he would be before he took the wrong path. I again would like to thank all of those who have contributed to his growth and development into a dignified, compassionate, and gracious son, who I am grateful for. I wholeheartedly thank you all.
Thank you. The next speaker we have is Yolanda Brown. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, didn't I? Turn audio on, yes.
We can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Good morning to all the members of the MBank board. My name is Yolanda Brown, a registered nurse of 30 years, the mother of BALEEGH Brown, my fourth child of 5. I would like to express to you the remarkable changes that I have witnessed in my son. He has matured mentally, socially, spiritually, and academically. He is dedicated to his academic pursuits. He works diligently. He is disciplined, enthusiastic, and motivated with his studies. He amazes me how enlightened his awareness and intellect has grown. He shows greater wisdom. He has evolved to a higher level. I recognize the balance and stability in his thoughts and emotions. My son has become a mature, compassionate, intellectually driven individual. After years of struggle, I see moral and behavior improvement. He has become considerate, empathetic, and I believe he will contribute positively in the mainstream of society. I support him 100% in all his endeavors. He has a plan for his future. As his mother, I know and I can say he is not the same person who made those mistakes. He is a better man now, and he takes full accountability for his actions. And I just want to thank the board, and I appreciate the board for listening to me to vent my thoughts of my son, BALEEGH. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next speaker is Fatina Brown. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello to the board, and thank you for allowing me this opportunity to speak. My name is Fatina Brown, and I am BALEEGH Brown's youngest sister. And, you know, we grew up very close, and I always looked up to him, watching his every move. And over the years, I've witnessed a tremendous change in the person BALEEGH has become, especially compared to who he was when he first found himself in the situation that led him down this path. He has truly rehabilitated himself, both mentally and spiritually. He's taken full advantage of the programs that are offered within the facilities, dedicating himself to education, emotional growth, and his character development. In addition to working on himself, BALEEGH has chosen to stand as an example and an inspiration for his peers. He's done this by tutoring classmates, mentoring others, and facilitating small group discussions to help them recognize and overcome the emotional and psychological barriers they face. His peers rely on him for guidance. And I believe BALEEGH is ready to successfully reintegrate into society. He's not only prepared to continue his personal growth, but also to contribute to the well-being of our community. He has strong support from our family and friends, and he will be surrounded by positive, successful people who will encourage him to stay motivated and continue striving to be even better person once he's released. And again, thank you for your time today.
Thank you. The next speaker is Tyson at last. Tyson, I see you're with us. Go ahead.
Yes, hi. Good morning. My name is Tyson Atlas, and I had the privilege of sharing a cell with Mr. Brown for a number of years while serving my own sentence. During that time, I witnessed firsthand his remarkable growth, his discipline and determination. I was also able to benefit from his ability to not shy away from responsibility for his actions. He actually challenged me and aided me in my own rehabilitation. While incarcerated, Mr. Brown earned his bachelor's degree, pursued certification in paralegal studies, recently is working on becoming a certified substance use disorder counselor, and is also working on completing his master's degree. He never allows setbacks or challenges to define him. Instead, he consistently used his time to learn, to grow, and to prepare himself for a productive future. Since my release, I now work for a nonprofit organization that works in the reentry and reintegration space called the Prism Way. Together, we are fully committed to helping Mr. Brown transition back into society. We are prepared to walk alongside him, helping him with employment opportunities, community support, and many of the challenges that come up around the reintegration process. I want to say what stands out most about Mr. Brown is his perseverance and his character. He is a man who has invested in his future, who has demonstrated change, and who is prepared to contribute positively to our society if given a chance. I respectfully ask that this board recognize his hard work, his transformation, and his readiness for freedom. And thank you, guys.
Thank you. The next speaker is Boanerges Martinez. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, hello. I would like to first thank the panel for allowing me to speak today on behalf of Mr. Brown. So my name is Boanerges Martinez. I am formerly incarcerated. Been home for 2 years now and just discharged parole in March. I've been knowing Mr. Brown for about over 5 years. And the first time I met Mr. Brown, he was very kind, and that's hard to find when you're incarcerated sometimes, you know. So he was very welcoming, and I met him when I was first proceeding to get my education and trying to get my GED. And one thing that stood out to me about Mr. Brown is that he encouraged me. Due to my trauma and negative events come like growing up, being in special education, I developed a lot of low self-esteem, and I didn't feel like I was good enough to earn anything or achieve anything. And Mr. Brown was able to see the potential and believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. And he encouraged me, he helped me even with my math to even pass my GED, and I was able to be successful enough to pass it. During our time, that it developed a positive connection with each other, and he continued to encourage me and not only speak with words, but show and be an example of what change looks like. And now today, I'm studying to be a substance abuse counselor. I'm in college. I work for an organization called the Prism Way, where I do youth intervention, and I go into the juvenile halls and I share my experiences to teach the young men, which are our new generation, about emotional intelligence and addressing trauma, so they won't commit the same crimes or live the lifestyle that I live. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. The next speaker we have is Fred Griffin. Fred, go ahead and unmute yourself. Fred, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you, or you can press *6 if you're joining us by telephone to unmute yourself. We will circle back to Fred. The next speaker I have is Isata Marsh. Isata, if you're with us, go ahead and unmute yourself or press *6 by telephone. Isata, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you.
Good morning. How are you, board members? My name is Isata Marsh. I'm calling in from New York City. I just want to speak on behalf of the Brown family. These people are 100% wholeheartedly able to make sure that Mr. Brown, once he comes home, he has a loving family. Parents have been together for many years, a great household, a support system, a job for him once he gets home, and to work inside their community-based business. I personally believe that him coming back into society would be a push effort for him to become and be a better person. Miss Najma Brown happens to be one of my great friends for many years, which is Mr. Brown's sister. Her mom and her dad have a welcoming household, and him coming home would be something that would be great for him to continue on his efforts to becoming a better person.
Thank you. I'd like to give one more chance to Fred Griffin. I see you're with us and that your microphone is enabled. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Fred, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you. Chairperson, there appear to be no more speakers in support of BALEEGH Brown.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to BALEEGH Brown.
Thank you, Chairperson. I have no speakers in opposition for BALEEGH Brown.
The next case is Glenn Hanson, J15519, item 14. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. There are no speakers signed up to speak in support of Glenn Hanson.
Thank you. Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Glenn Hanson.
Thank you, Chairperson. There are no speakers signed up to speak in opposition to Glenn Hanson.
The next case is Harold McGee, J61325, item 15. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Chairperson, there are no speakers signed up to speak in support of Harold McGee or in opposition of Harold McGee.
Thank you. The next case then is Mark Silva, H55187, item 16. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. People who signed up to speak in support of Mark Silva, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or by pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker I have is for Lisa Darden. Lisa, I see that you're with us. Go ahead and unmute. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak.
Thank you, Commissioners. I represented Mr. Silva at his recent hearing, and I submitted a writing along with 20 other individuals. We understand that CIs have come in that asserts Mr. Silva, quote, received funds from several relatives or associates on behalf of other incarcerated persons beyond 2018 to purchase canteen food sales for them, aiding in restitution avoidance, end quote. Part of that is true. Yes, Mr. Silva continued to receive support from his family and friends past 2018. However, this hasn't been to aid others in restitution avoidance. His entire 33 years of incarceration, he didn't allow anyone to do that except one time in 2018 for $50 for a guy he felt bad for who didn't have anything. That is discussed on page 20 of our transcripts. Since 2018, he continues to purchase canteen items for himself and then will physically hand out his personal items, usually hygiene products, to help the less fortunate. Mr. Anaya, a CC3 and ISUDT counselor, has known Mr. Silva since he got to Calipatria and was shocked when he heard he was en banc. He wrote a support letter on his behalf, and we hope it makes it in on time. He explains how physically handing out canteen items, sometimes cell to cell, can look like he's buying items for others and passing out their goods, but that is not what is happening. These are his goods that he's passing out, and because he's an OMCP mentor, he has a little bit more freedom of movement than others. At CC3 wouldn't put his neck on the line for just anyone, and we hope this letter again makes it in on time. The memorandum states it complies with 3321C2, but it isn't complying with 3321B3B, which I explain in my letter. Mr. Silva was a former shot caller for the Mexican mafia that debriefed, and we don't think the CIs will ever stop. We hope the panel can see through this appearance of restitution evasion. If he was doing such action, he would have been doing so from 1992 or at least 98 and would have owned it, not just after 2018, so the allegations doesn't add up. He is simply helping the less fortunate. However that looks, it's just looks. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next speaker I have is for David Silva, and I see that you have a hand raised. Go ahead and press *6 by telephone to unmute yourself. David Silva, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you. I do see that your hand is raised. You'll have to press *6 by telephone to unmute yourself.
Okay.
There you go. We can hear you.
Okay. My name is David Silva, and I'm here. Father of Mark Silva. What was that? I am the father of Mark Silva, and I'm here to ask for clemency on behalf of my son. On his clemency on his behalf. He has worked very hard in the system to better himself through education. He has offered also through his education, you have offered also, he has never been a discipline problem throughout all these years. He has accomplished several college degrees. Currently, he is a counselor and mentor for the other inmates. I believe he will continue to improve himself if given a chance. And I'm asking you to consider his parole. And please back up all family members. He will not have a problem. He will have a problem outside here because the family will is happy to help him in any way we can. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairperson, I have no more speakers signed up in support of Mark Silva.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Mark Silva.
Thank you. Chairperson, I have no speakers signed up to speak in opposition to Mark Silva.
The next case is Ferone Tweedy, K99544, item 17. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. I have no speakers signed up in support or of opposition for Ferone Tweedy.
All right, the next case then is Jermaine Brooks, V84088, item 18. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. One moment. As those who signed up to speak in support of Jermaine Brooks, please raise your hand using Microsoft Teams button or by pressing *5 by telephone. That will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker I have is Tamara Brooks. Tamara, go ahead and unmute yourself. Your 2 minutes starts when you begin to speak. Or you can press *6 by telephone to unmute yourself. Tamara Brooks, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you. One more time, Tamara Brooks. Okay, Chairperson, I have no more speakers signed up in support of Jermaine Brooks.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Jermaine Brooks.
Chairperson, I have no speakers signed up to speak in opposition to Jermaine Brooks.
The next case is Hugo Estuadoro, AB9456, item 19. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Chairperson, there are no speakers signed up to speak either in support of or in opposition to for Hugo Estuadoro.
The next case is Shazaris Hill, F68206, item 20. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Chairperson, there are no speakers signed up to speak in support of Chazaris Hill.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Chazaris Hill.
People who signed up to speak in opposition of Chazaris Hill, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker, the first speaker is Davisha Espinoza. Please go ahead and unmute yourself or press *5 on your *6 on your telephone, and your 2 minutes will begin when you begin to speak.
Hello, I am the victim's auntie, Chazaris Hill Jr., who lost his life at the tender age of 3 at the hands of Mr. Hill. I don't believe that Mr. Hill is ready to enter society again. My nephew lost his life due to Mr. Hill having issues within his relationship that he took out on my nephew. This man has had access to the internet. He's had access to cell phones. In my personal opinion, I do not think he's rehabilitated. To me, life is life when you take a life. My nephew didn't get to live to see what his potential was or is or could have been. Mr. Hill has never showed any remorse. He's never even gave us any type of closure as to why he took my nephew's life when he could have just sent him home. I don't think he's ready to re-enter society. I don't think he's rehabilitated. I think he's taken advantage of the system. The current person that he's married to, I don't think she understands what she's getting into. Mr. Hill is a master manipulator of the system. I would pray that you guys do not release this man into the world to harm another child. So I would ask that you guys give my nephew the justice that he deserves and the closure that my family deserves and the closure that my sister deserves for her child, and to keep Mr. Hill incarcerated. Make sure he doesn't do this to anyone else's child, because my nephew did not deserve to lose his life at 3 at the hands of the person that he protected at the same time. Thank you guys, and I hope you do understand where we are coming from as a family.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Patricia Blair. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak. Patricia Blair, if you're speaking, we're unable to hear you. Please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. And if you're on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. All right, we will circle back. Our next speaker is Dominique Brown. If you are on a video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Hi, board. I want to start by stating I'm the aunt of the victim who was 3 years old when his life was taken by his father. I would like to say first that when we did the parole board hearing, I feel like us as a family, we weren't heard. I felt like we were ignored. I felt like there was no, our heartache and our pain was taken very inconsiderately. So I'm hoping today that you guys could find it in your heart, if you have a nephew, a grandson, you know, that this was totally just not okay. The age of 3 by his own father is just, I cannot stomach it. I do feel like Trazaris Hill is not rehabilitated. He has continued to do things while he has been incarcerated throughout his whole time there. Like my sister said, we have not gotten any closure, no remorse, not even I'm sorry, nothing. He has not said anything out of this whole time that he has been there. He seems like he's just is. So I really genuinely hope that you guys take into consideration everything that my family is expressing. And I pray that you guys do not let him back out into society. I'm begging you guys not to do this. But again, thank you for you guys' time. And again, I really hope that you guys look into the case and really consider not letting him out.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Tyrenza Brown. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
I just want to say thank you guys for your time. And I just want to say that my name is Tyrenza Brown. I'm Trazaris Hill Jr.'s mother. And I feel like Trazaris is not rehabilitated. He had all these years to give you guys certificates of his accomplishments and everything like that. I just don't feel like he's ready. I feel like he should sit some more time and at least give you guys what you guys need to feel like he's rehabilitated, because he's leaning on his religion and his wife. But what is he going to do for himself to be a better person in society? And I just don't see it happening right now, maybe later on in the future. But as of right now, I feel like he should stay a little longer, at least give you guys, show you guys that he wants to be out in society. Once again, he has did nothing since he's been in there to show you guys that, you know, he's a better person and he's ready to be in society. And he's really dependent on his wife and religion to live for him. And that's not how it worked. And I just want to put it on you guys' heart that, you know, to don't let him out right now. It's not his time yet. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. All right, we're going to circle back to Patricia Blair. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Chairperson, there appear to be no more speakers for Chazaras Hill.
The next case is Nathaniel Martin, AL 1018, item 21. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Chairperson, there are no speakers signed up to speak in support or opposition of Nathaniel Martin.
Thank you. The next case is Victor Mendables, G48208, item 22. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you. People who signed up to speak in support of Victor Mendables, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or press *5 on your microphone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker is Ricky Godoy. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Hello. I'm having a little trouble with the camera, but I'll just speak. Thank you for the board of allowing me to speak today. My name is Ricky Godoy. I work for the CROP organization. The program coach for Los Angeles, and I help individuals returning from prison, providing career development training and connecting them with resources to basically help them navigate reentry and ensure their success. I'm also someone who has been through this process myself. I served 16 years in a life sentence. I was found suitable and was just paroled July 1st, 2021. I discharged parole July 11th, 2022, and I've been home now 4 years. I have known Victor Mendables for about 10 years. I was incarcerated with him. During that time, I witnessed a complete transformation in his life. I watched him get sober, stay committed to his recovery, and work hard to understand the choices that led to his crime. I watched Victor have a genuine and really showing himself, like how he challenged his beliefs in groups, taking fully responsibility for his actions. Countless hours I spent with him processing the events that led up to decision, the causative and contributing factors that led to it. I just witnessed the genuine, authentic remorse that he has for his decisions that he chose to make. I just want to say that if affirmed, his suitability is affirmed, he has a very strong plan and a strong network of support. He has been provisionally accepted into the Los Angeles program of CROP, where he will receive not only a free full year of training, but also we provide stipend, $600 a month, $4,800 graduation bonus once he completes. We do digital literacy, financial literacy, leadership development, and help him become certified as a peer sports specialist. He has an AOD certification. Right now, we're networking and connecting with different healthcare facilities that will start him off at $30 an hour based on his certification. I'm in contact with Mass Liberation, who has already accepted him into their housing program in Los Angeles. And on a personal level, I'll help him with navigating reentry with him and his family. Thank you for letting me speak today.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers in support of Victor Mendables.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Victor Mendables.
People who signed up to speak in opposition of Victor Mendables, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or press *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker is Dana Grayson. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Thank you. This inmate was driving in excess of 80 miles per hour at a .17 BAC. He was intentionally running red lights and stop signs when he ran into a family in their vehicle, killing both parents and injuring 2 daughters who were in the back seat. We're not exactly sure what he had consumed before he gave it, because he gave a different version to his 2025 clinician and a different version to the board. In both cases, he denied using any other drugs, despite telling a witness at the scene he had been drinking and getting high. The inmate admitted this was not a one-off. He stated he drove over 100 times DUI and during that time would routinely run stop signs and lights due to his feeling of entitlement. When asked about this causative factor of entitlement and how this related to his drinking, the inmate gave answers that the board referred to as program speak. This history of not only driving under the influence, but also his intentional dangerous driving sets this inmate apart from others who have killed people while drunk driving. The inmate admitted that he had cravings still for alcohol 3 days before his hearing. This was brought up simply by thinking about a past Cinco de Mayo event, which caused him to glorify drinking. The presiding commissioner stated, "If I was your sponsor or even a friend of yours, and you came to me 3 days ago glorifying drinking at any point in your life, I would be so concerned. I understand that you're an addict, but I would still be so concerned with having that mindset with your history. And it's not just that one day, right? You could have killed hundreds of people. Would you agree?" Yes. This was not a hypothetical. The inmate did glorify drinking 3 days before this hearing, and we should all be concerned. The inmate was never clear about how often he had these cravings, despite the governor's concern of whether he had sufficiently mitigated his risk for substance abuse. The pressure this inmate will be under out in public, along with the countless triggers and easy access to alcohol, coupled with these recent cravings, and the number of people he put at risk with his reckless driving, makes him an unreasonable risk to public safety, and we ask that he be rescinded. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Joshua DeVera. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak. Joshua DeVera, if you are speaking, we cannot hear you. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Right, we will circle back to Joshua DeVera. Our next speaker is John Paul DeVera. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Good afternoon, council members. I'm the son of the deceased, Mr. and Mrs. Ramon and Belinda DeVera. After listening to Mr. Grayson's speech there, it seems like Mr. Mendibus has lied twice, and he's had a history of drinking and driving. I looked up some NHTSA statistics, and it looks like a third of DUI convictions are repeat offenders, with up to 50% of individuals repeating. That is a very high number, and I don't think that someone that has been reliving cravings and continued to lie should be released at this time. This was my parents that were out there, but this could be someone else's parents. This could be someone else's child that's killed next time this guy has a drink when he has a bad day at work, or next time he has a fight with his wife or girlfriend. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to circle back to Joshua DeVera. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak. Joshua DeVera, if you are in here, can you please raise your hand on Microsoft Teams by using the hand raise feature or pressing *5 on your telephone? Chairperson, there are no more speakers for Victor Mendables.
The next case is Johnny Nanlip, BA 5182, item 23. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Chairperson, there are no speakers signed up to speak in support or opposition for Johnny Nanlip.
The next case is Heriberto Penaloza, K68528, item 24. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
People who signed up to speak in support of Heriberto Penaloza, Please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker is Sophia Tovar. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak. It looks like if you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. It does look like we do have some microphones disabled. Some people that have raised their hands. I'm going to unallow this microphone really quick.
Oh,
Sophia Tovar, is that you that I just enabled the microphone for?
yes, thank you, and good day to the commissioners. I'm here to speak on behalf of my cousin Heriberto Peñalosa Guevara. So for him to be liberated, and also to let you know that he does have a large family waiting for him and that he's loved and welcome back into the family. And that's basically all I had to say. Yes.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers in support of Heriberto Peñalosa.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Heriberto Peñalosa.
Chairperson, there are no speakers signed up to speak in opposition of Heriberto Peñalosa.
All right, we are nearing the end of today's agenda. We will have an opportunity for people to comment on any of the cases on today's agenda after the remaining 2 cases, but you must be on the speaker list. You can submit a speaker card available on the board's website under the tab called Board Meetings and the link called Meeting Agendas. Alternately, you can call 916-267-0857 and provide your information and the case you would like to speak on. The next case is Matthew Queen, AA 4236, item 25. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
Thank you, Chairperson. People who signed up to speak in support of Matthew Queen, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or press *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker is Caroline Roberts. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Thank you. On May 2nd, Mr. Queen was found suitable for parole at his initial youth offender hearing. When Governor Newsom referred his parole grant for an en banc review, he only cited concerns about Mr. Queen's previous association with antisocial peers and asked the board to confirm that he can be safely released. Under the law, a parole grant must become final unless the board finds that a panel made an error of law or fact, or that new information is presented to the board. The governor's referral did not introduce either of these, and his concerns about Mr. Queen were extensively addressed by the panel at Mr. Queen's parole hearing. The panel asserted that Mr. Queen addressed his causative factors for negative peer association and antisocial conduct. In their decision, the panel described how Mr. Queen's upbringing influenced his underlying feelings of shame and abandonment, which led to his unhealthy need for acceptance and drove him towards negative peer association. However, the panel stated that he now understands where those feelings come from and has dealt with the underlying issues. They note that he has engaged in programming targeted at all of his relevant risk areas, including CGA and alternatives to violence. The panel said that Mr. Queen not only talks the talk, but walks the walk, and surrounds himself with positive peers and consistently demonstrates pro-social behavior. This is evidenced by his work reports and numerous laudatory chronos. He has specific coping skills, such as completing daily inventories that he regularly implements and that further mitigate his risk factors. Mr. Queen has significant family and community support that will ensure he transitions well into society. To quote the panel, Mr. Queen has created a good foundation to be successful upon his release. We respectfully request that the board affirm the panel's well-reasoned decision to grant him parole.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Esteban Landeros. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak. Esteban Landeros, if you are on Microsoft Teams, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or press *5 on your telephone so we may locate you and enable your microphone.
Commissioners, if I may, could we return to Mr. Landeros at the end when you circle back for the rest of the speakers?
Yeah, we can circle back.
Thank you.
All right. Our next speaker is Johnny Johnson. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I met Matthew in prison when he was just 18 years old, a time when he was especially vulnerable and impressionable. At that point, I already been sentenced to life and was deeply entrenched in the harsh realities of prison life. Prison is a open, particularly for young individuals like Matthew who are searching for acceptance and trying to survive. Over the years, I've witnessed a profound transformation in Matthew. Initially, he was a lost and impressionable young man, but he has grown into somebody who recognizes the futility of violent and deceptive world of prison politics. Matthew has dedicated himself to changing his life, pursuing education, and giving back to others. His commitment to personal growth and positive change is evident and commendable. I generally believe that if given an opportunity, Matthew will become an outstanding member of society. He has demonstrated a sincere dedication to turn his life around and contribute positively to the community. I am fully prepared to support Matthew in his reintegration into society. This includes offering financial assistance, mental support, help with employment, and being there for him during challenging times. I understand difficulties he will face and committed to providing the necessary support to ensure his success. For context, I've been out of prison for 5 years, have successfully reintegrated into society. I own my own home, maintained a stable career for the 4.5 years. My personal experience and progress give me the confidence in Matthew's potential to achieve similar success. Thank you for considering my perspective on Matthew's case. I hope you consider the positive changes he's made and a genuine commitment he has shown to transforming his life. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Ramon Martinez. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Commissioners, I apologize. I think that Mr. Martinez was not able to join the meeting. Is it all right if I read the statement on his behalf?
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Ramon Martinez, and I'm writing in strong support of Matthew Queen. I was formerly incarcerated myself, and I understand the challenges of reentry. One of the key reasons I was able to rebuild my life was through Starting Over, Inc., a program that provides critical resources for people returning home. Their support gave me stability and direction, helping continue on a positive path. Today, I work proudly as a certified fitness trainer, and I also volunteer with Starting Over because I believe in the work they do. The services Starting Over provides include safe and stable transitional housing, job readiness and workforce development training, counseling and peer support programs, re-entry planning and case management, and connection to community resources and social services. These programs made a lasting difference in my own life, and I know they can help Matthew as well. I have had the privilege of getting to know Matthew personally, and I have found him to be a kind, respectful, and committed to making positive changes in his life. I am proud to call him a friend. If Matthew is granted parole, he will not walk this journey alone. I will support him in every way I can, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and physically. Just as I was given a chance to start over, I truly believe that Matthew deserves that same opportunity, and I am confident that he will succeed. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Kenneth Reese. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Hello, my name is Kenneth Reese. I previously served 19 years in prison, where I met Matthew Queen, and I just celebrated 5 years out. I discharged my parole early, successfully, and 1 year after being released. I am currently employed at Yerba Mate Co., where I recently promoted from district sales manager role over the Inland Empire to regional sales development specialist for Southern California. Over the past year, I've hired and I have mentored 2 formerly incarcerated individuals, both of whom successfully transitioned out of reentry homes and are now thriving members of society. These experiences have only strengthened my belief in second chances and the power of support, something I am fully committed to offering Matthew Queen as well. I've known Matthew for nearly 10 years and have watched him develop into a man focused on growth, mentorship, and pro-social living. He's earned a bachelor's degree, held responsible jobs while incarcerated, and mentored others from different backgrounds who want to change their lives. His selflessness, positive attitude, care for others, and openness to receiving counsel and coaching make him a perfect fit for our company's culture. Matthew will have the opportunity to step into the first open role available at the Yerba Mate Co., where his values and work ethic will be a natural fit. In addition, I have a strong network of friends and colleagues who are also ready to offer him job opportunities in positive, supportive work environments where he can continue to thrive. He won't be doing this alone. He'll have people around him who believe in him and are committed to helping him succeed. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Danielle Wilkins. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Good morning, afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Danielle Wilkins. I'm an attorney for Mr. Queen, and I'll be reading a statement on behalf of Barbara Gouvin. My name is Barbara Gouvin, and I am the sister of Matthew Queen. This statement is on behalf of our family. To our family, Matthew is more than a brother and son. He is someone we all love and support. We acknowledge that he has made mistakes, but we have also witnessed his growth, his efforts to change, and his determination to move forward in a better direction. He has worked hard on himself. Notably, he is close to completing his master's degree, showing that he is not a quitter, but an achiever. He has made us proud, and we truly believe he is committed to building a positive future. Our family will fully support Matthew upon his release. When he comes home, after staying in transitional housing, he will live with our parents in their home. He will have use of one of their vehicles and have all the financial support he needs. Along with a stable environment, our family will provide him with encouragement and accountability so he can continue on a successful path. Thank you for allowing me to share our support for Matthew.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Esteban Landeros. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Hello, my name is Steven Landeros, and I'm calling in support of Matthew Queen. I have known Matthew Queen for the past 10 years. I'm also formerly incarcerated, and I also went through the BPH process, and I got found suitable. During the course of the 10 years, I have seen Mr. Queen transform his life by taking responsibility, being remorseful, attending groups, and also focusing on his higher education. He was one of the ones that actually encouraged me to pursue my higher education, which I did, and I completed 2 associate's degrees. And he was a great example for me because I seen him in the midst of our environment. He was able to not only complete his bachelor's degree, but also he started working on his master's degree. once if you guys do find him suitable, I will continue to be his mentor. I will continue to be a sponsor. I will continue to connect them to the necessary resources, whether it's in Riverside or in LA County, which I'm in LA County. I am connected with ARC, with Healing Dialogue. So whatever type of resources he will need, I can guide him in that direction. But I know that he has taken a lot of steps to transform his life. And I have personally seen him facilitate and teach groups, which he has been a great example, not just to myself, but many others that are here right now. So if given the opportunity, like I will continue to assist him in that area, and also financially, whatever he may need, I can connect them in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers in support of Matthew Queen.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Matthew Queen.
People who signed up to speak in opposition to Matthew Queen, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or press *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker is Dana Grayson. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your time will begin when you start to speak.
Thank you. This inmate gunned down an African-American male who he blamed for being involved in an assault on him. This was never true, but he told others a few days before he wanted to kill that N-word and then shot him to death when they crossed paths. The inmate in his hearing said he never held white supremacist views inside of him, but only did so publicly. He certainly did it publicly, as the inmate then went on to join a white supremacist group while in prison, going by the name of Hectic. He engaged in a race riot, drug sales, passing weapons, and even stabbed another inmate on behalf of the gang. The governor was concerned about whether he had sufficiently mitigated his risk factors of his antisocial conduct and negative peer relationships to be safely released on parole. The inmate said he disassociated from the gang in 2012. However, there were numerous confidential entries in his file that he remained associated. This included 2016 entries that he was still part of the gang Comrades of Our Race and was communicating with members through kites, mail drops, three-way communication, visitors, or direct contact. There's another entry in 2024 that indicates he was still associated in some way. The people don't have the access of the details of this information, so don't know the basis, but it's obviously of concern. In his hearing, the board asked no real questions about this information and stated directly in the decision they reviewed it but did not rely on it in any way. Simply put, the Banc referral was directly related to his gang membership and negative peer associations. These confidential reports are directly related to these concerns. Did not seem to be discussed except in a question by the DDA where the inmate denied they were true. Further, he admitted engaging in restitution avoidance in 2021, which always involves negative peer associations and criminal thinking. The 2025 clinician noted the inmate appears to be in the action stage of change and cautions that while he may have made changes in the highly structured prison environment, these may not translate to the community. We believe the inmate remains an unreasonable risk to public safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers for Matthew Queen.
The last case today is Satnam Singh, AN 4327, item 26. Moderator, please call for speakers in support.
For those who have signed up to speak in support of Satnam Singh, please raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams button or pressing *5 on your telephone. This will help us enable your microphone. The first speaker is Rebecca Rabkin. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Good afternoon. My name is Rebecca Rabkin, and I'm counsel for Satnam Singh. The question posed in the governor's referral is whether Mr. Singh's parole plans, relapse prevention plans, and social supports are adequate to support his safe release. The answer is yes. Mr. Singh dedicated the last decade or more of his life to sobriety and self-improvement. He has continuously attended AA meetings, worked the 12 steps with a sponsor, and engaged in relevant programming in subjects such as criminal thinking, substance abuse, denial management, drunk driving, life skills, and victim impact. He worked towards indirect and living amends, including creating public service announcements around alcohol abuse and drunk driving for Punjabi language radio stations. Mr. Singh has robust relapse prevention plans for alcohol use, criminal thinking, and mental health stress management. His coping skills include regular AA meetings and 12-step work, open communication with his support network, the willingness to ask for help, being of service to others, and remembering his victims. He has concrete and realistic plans for maintaining his sobriety and healthy lifestyle. In the 2023 CRA, which rated Mr. Singh a low risk, the most salient mitigating considerations identified by the psychologist were the very things the governor asked the board to evaluate: his comprehensive relapse prevention plans and a substantial support and accountability system. As you will hear today, Mr. Singh will parole into the arms of an immense pro-social support network of spouse, adult children, extended family, friends, mental health and medical professionals, accountability partners, sponsor, and former lifers who have successfully re-entered society. He was accepted into the New Hope Transitional Housing Program run by former lifer Ken Hartman. In sum, his coping skills, support network, and parole plans are more than adequate to support his safe release. Accordingly, I ask the board to affirm Mr. Singh's parole grant. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Raya Desai. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Good afternoon. My name is Ria. I'm a medical student at UCSF, and I want to speak about my friend who has shown me the love of a father. Uncle Singh, as I know him today, is a kind, loving, responsible, and hardworking man. He is someone I can talk to about hard things in my own life because he listens deeply and gives me wise and humble perspective. I know Uncle Singh has some health conditions that require ongoing care, and I've seen that he is serious about maintaining his health. At the core of his commitment to his health is his commitment to his sobriety. I've spoken to him in detail about his parole plan, and I'm ready to help connect him to social services and community resources that will support his reentry, including peer support groups and therapy. As a medical student, I know how important preventative care and consistent follow-up is to maintaining good health, and I'm prepared to help Uncle Singh enroll in health insurance, establish care with a primary care doctor, and stay regularly connected with medical care. I'm also prepared to help answer his health-related questions. I know Uncle Singh is committed to managing his own health responsibly and supporting the well-being of his friends and family. I know he wants the opportunity to take care of his elderly mother and their family dog, Mellow. Uncle Singh's goal is to live a healthy, sober, and stable life and to give back to the community. I know he wants to make a difference by sharing his experience and helping to prevent harm. He's deeply loved by those who know him, and I'm fully ready to support him upon his release. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Jimmy Pena. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Jimmy Pena. I'm here representing Mr. Singh. I wasn't really prepared for this. I didn't write anything down, so I'll just speak from the heart. I met Mr. Singh, I think almost a couple years ago now. I met him through the sponsorship program through San Quentin, and I'll just say I myself am a recovering alcoholic, and I too once was a resident in San Quentin quite some time ago. And so I went through the process to get cleared, and I got hooked up with Mr. Singh. And you know, we at first there was kind of an English barrier, so it was a little difficult, but we worked through it, and we'd worked the steps, and we built a relationship. And you know, I could just vouch for him and saying, you know, I think I've seen in just the almost 2 years that I've known him that he seems really genuine, you know. And I've been clean and sober since November 25th, 2015, and so I've been around a little bit. You know, I've been inside Soledad, and my point is I've seen a lot of people kind of like talk the talk and not walk the walk. And I, just in knowing him, as visiting him in there, I've seen a.
It appears he may have gotten disconnected. Jimmy Pena, are you still with us? I'm sorry, Jimmy Pena. Our next speaker is Marco Tueros. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Marco Tueros, and I'm friends with Satnam Singh. Upon meeting him, I was immediately impressed by the depth of his wisdom and emotional maturity. Satnam and I have both been in therapy for many years, and we share an understanding of its importance. We talked at length about healing from trauma and his journey towards sobriety. Due to his work in therapy, I can have conversations with Satnam that I wish my father had the emotional wherewithal to have with me. Post-release, Satnam will be continuing therapy and building on the impressive growth he has already achieved. He also wants to help others like him along on their own mental health journeys. I plan on continuing to encourage his work in therapy by following up with him about it and by sharing more about my experiences in therapy with him. I did not know Satnam before the accident, so I can only speak for the man he has become since then. That man is a loving, responsible father who takes accountability for his actions and who wants nothing more than the social and emotional betterment of his family and community. He is deeply committed to his sobriety and to helping others find their footing in the world. Our community will be a better place with Satnam in it. As such, I respectfully ask that Satnam Singh be cleared for parole. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Jasmine Baines. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Hello.
Hi, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Hi everyone. My name is Jasmine Baines, and I'm the daughter of Satnam Singh. I'm speaking in support of my father's release. I'm an attorney that's licensed to practice in California, and I have taken an oath to be honest and truthful, and I take this responsibility very seriously. I can say with honesty that I've seen a real meaningful growth in my father, a growth that is rooted in deep reflection. He has sought guidance from teachers and worked hard to understand himself. And he has shown a commitment to change and a commitment to his sobriety. I have learned a lot from him too. He's taught me how to take care of myself while working hard in my career. And I have to honestly say that my father's guidance has really shaped who I am today. My dad has been preparing very carefully for parole and re-entry. He has a clear plan and a supportive family and a community around him. He often will tell me that I'm his accountability partner, and I take that really seriously. I will continue to challenge him, support him, and hold him to a high standard that he sets for himself. One of the main reasons that I pursued a career in law is because of him, and he knows I'm not easy on him. Most importantly, I know that he really wants to be successful. I believe in my dad, and I believe that he has a lot to offer. He wants to continue making a meaningful impact and support others in their programming as well. And he also wants to help people stay on a positive path and away from addiction and towards good judgment. He wants to live a life of love and
Your
service.
2 minutes have elapsed. Please conclude your statement.
That is all. Thank you.
Thank you. And I see on the note here that Manpreet Bains, our next speaker, is with you. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Hello everyone. My name is Manpreet. I am Satnam's wife. We have been married for 32 years. When he comes home, I will support him with housing, meals, and care. I will also give him emotional support. My husband has shared with me his relapse prevention plan, his coping skills, and his parole plan. When I go on family visits, he shares with me what he is learning. And I am very proud to see how much change he has made. We talk about honesty and accountability, and he will handle stress and how he will handle stress. We also talk about how I can support him when stress comes. He has been sober for 14 years and he is very serious about his sobriety. He also wants to make a difference by helping other people. I will drive him to AA meetings, community service groups, and re-entry programs when he needs it. He will continue to talk openly. We will continue to talk openly about how he feels and what he learns. We love each other very much. I will support him in living a healthy life, and I know he will help many people in the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I see, and our next speaker is Amitaj Bains. Are they present with you as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ami, and I want to talk about my father today. I was a child when he was incarcerated, and I have been visiting him ever since. I've seen how hard he's worked to grow, learn, and stay positive. Even from a distance, he's taught me a lot about life and how to deal with stress I encounter from my own business. My dad has always told me to respect people and to be responsible. He's been sober for 14 years and takes his sobriety very seriously with a clear relapse prevention plan. I share what I've learned from him with my friends as well, and they use it in their own lives. Even when I talk to him about stress, he'll ask, "Son, what's your coping skill?" And we get into challenging conversations about it. I run a shipping business, and he'll work with me on shipping and packaging when he comes home. We've also talked about his parole obligations, and I'll drive him to AA meetings, support groups, or wherever he needs to be. We live in a sober house, so he'll have daily structure and support. We also have a loving family dog who will be a big source of comfort to him. My dad and I look forward to simple things, such as sharing meals, going to the gym together, and creating memories. I'm proud to say today my dad is honest, responsible, positive, and has a pure heart. He wants to spend time with family, live healthy, and most importantly, give back to the community. He especially wants to speak to young people and serve the larger community to help others grow. I love my father, and I hope you please give him the chance to come home, and I thank you guys for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Satvinder Bains. Are they present as well in the room with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, I am Satvinder. Satram is my little brother, and I love him very much. For many years, and he now share feeling with me. Now he open with me. We talk all the time, and he tell me his feeling. He said that speaking about stress is good coping skill. I also learn a lot from him. When he comes home, I support him. I own franchise business and I offer him job to work there. I will help him financially if he asks for my help. I also know his parole plan. We made a plan that I will drive him to his AA meeting. I will talk with him about what he learned and how he feels. My brother has been sober for 14 years. He also helped people on the phone who have alcohol issue. He now wants to help other people. I will be there for him and support him to live healthy life. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Jaswinder Sandhu. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak. I see you talking, but we don't hear you. And yeah, your microphone is unmuted. If you'd like, we can revisit you if you want to leave the Teams meeting and rejoin to see if that fixes the problem. I know sometimes that will help, but we can return back to you if. All right, so we will revisit Jaswinder. Our next speaker is Raznor III. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Hi, everyone. My name is Raznor, and I am a data analyst at an advertising technology company. I've known Satnam since I was a child, and in recent years, we have reconnected through discussions about faith and spirituality. I've observed how Satnam has turned to religion for strength and guidance during a very difficult period in his life. And his faith is reflected in his grounded nature, his personal growth, and his commitment to sobriety. I'm prepared to provide fellowship through our shared faith to support his reentry process into society. Upon his return, I'm going to introduce Satnam to the Los Angeles Sikh Temple, where he'll have the opportunity to connect with his peers and participate in community service, as well as mentor others that are in recovery. I strongly believe that Satnam is deserving of the opportunity to serve his community. I know he wants to contribute meaningfully and continue building a purposeful and spiritually fulfilling life. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let's return back to Jaswinder Sandhu as our next speaker. So if you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. And if you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6.
I think he's trying to join the meeting again. I've also sent him the call-in number, so maybe he'll try calling in. Maybe we should skip him for now.
Okay, perfect.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
actually is it? Oh yeah, we still can't hear him. I'll tell him to call in.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. Our next speaker is Yadwinder Kang. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak. Yadwinder, I see you're up with your hand raised. Go ahead, press the microphone button on Microsoft Teams to unmute yourself. Because your microphone is enabled. I can see that it is enabled. There should be a microphone button at the top of your screen.
Can
There
you
you
hear
go.
me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Kang, and I'm a family medicine doctor, and I have been practicing medicine for more than 20 years. I have come to learn that Satnam has aggravating and serious health conditions. To manage his healthcare needs, Satnam has asked me to support him, and I am ready to do that. I speak Punjabi as well, so I'm able to converse meaningfully about his treatment plan with him. I have seen him openly talk about what he needs for his health, including his stress management plans. He knows his triggers and has tools to manage them. This shows me that he's serious about alcohol use disorder and treatment, and he has also shared a personal goal with me. He wants to speak publicly about the harmful effects of alcoholism. I believe this goal is very meaningful. In the AA community, his voice can make a real difference for people who are struggling with addiction. With my network in medicine, I can help him connect with organizations and community members. I know Satnam has a big heart. I will always be only a phone call away for him. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Rafael Cuevas. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for allowing me time to speak. I think it's fairly obvious that Mr. Singh has a lot of support in the community. He's been very transparent with his intentions upon release, that he has a really solid plan and a lot of support. I am the director of reentry at Revolution. I am based in our LA office. I am prepared to receive Mr. Singh when he's released, introduce him to the community, help him get acclimated, and just be part of this big support team that he has. But I spent a lot of time when I was inside at Mr. Singh's cell. And one thing I just want to highlight is the gravity of lives lost at our hands. And I know that's not in question whether he has remorse or accountability. I'm sure he demonstrated that in his hearing, but it's really serious. His recovery is grounded in remorse and accountability. And him and I are very different in our experiences that led to us taking lives. And just his ability to be accountable where other people might make excuses. They might say that they were drunk driving and it wasn't intentional. They didn't have, this idea to wake up and kill somebody. He just really has a great understanding of his responsibility in all of his actions. And I assure you that he will not relapse into some behavior that will be dangerous to other people. Thank you for your time. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. All right, we are going to circle back to some people that didn't have a full opportunity to speak. So our next speaker is Jimmy Pena. If you're on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you're on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Sorry about that. I'm on my phone and I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb. But I think where I left off was I was just saying, getting to know Singh. I believe what he says. I know that he can never take back what he did, but just like the gentleman just mentioned, I know he's remorseful and he doesn't try to deny it or he takes accountability, and that's when I've seen other people fail, it's usually because they play the victim, or that, it wasn't their fault, or it was, they point the finger. And I know he takes full accountability, and I believe him too when he says when he gets out, he wants to help other people not make the same mistake he did.
Sir, your 2 minutes have elapsed. Please conclude your statement.
I'm in the Bay Area. I'm willing to go down there to help him, and I also have many friends in the program that speak Punjabi are willing to help too. So I am confident that he could be rehabilitated and a productive member of society. So thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Jaswinder Sandhu. You are on video. Please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you guys hear?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And I apologize for the technical. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jaswinder Singh, and I am an engineering professor. Today, I'm here to speak about my friend.
We are getting a lot of feedback. It's very difficult to hear you, sir. Are you able to call in separately on the phone? Or mute if you have something in the background?
I'm calling from my phone, so if you can unmute.
You need to mute your computer.
I muted my computer. Is it better?
No, you have to turn the volume off on your computer, sir.
Sorry.
Thank you. You need to mute the speakers. Yes, that's better. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And if I can introduce myself, my name is Jaswinder Singh. I am an engineer by profession, and today I'm here to speak about my friend Satnam Singh. Over the years, I know him, and he's my best friend, and over the time, our friendship has grown very strong. Satnam makes a real effort to call me and stay in touch with me, and I truly value that, that he takes the effort. We often engage in the deep conversation with regards to things that he learns in the relapse prevention. And he talks about how to recognize the warning signs and also how to use the coping skill, which we think is kind of common, but it is not. And I really learned from him also, and I'm certain that many people can learn and get benefited in the society. And he shares this lesson with me, and together we reflect on how important this knowledge is, not just for him, but for everybody else. As we grow older, we talk about living together with a healthier life, having good food, and also going to Sikh temple and praying together. We are on the same age, and I understand him very well. He wants to spend the time with his family, with wife, children, and he also wants to connect with his family friends. He wants to go back to the community that he cares a lot, and so that everybody can learn about the very critical things that he has learned hard way, but he can teach, which can prevent future things like that. And he wants to help many people who are struggling with alcohol, especially the teenagers, young children, and any older stage. And he wants to make a positive impact to the society. Satnam, I know today, is very reliable, honest, trustworthy, strong, compassionate, calm. He wants to live a very simple and meaningful life, and it is my heartfelt hope to have him back with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers signed up to speak on in support of Satnam Singh.
Moderator, we will now take speakers in opposition to Satnam Singh.
Chairperson, there are no speakers signed up to speak in opposition of Satnam Singh.
Okay. We had one person with their hand up, but were they not on the speaker list?
They do not appear to be on the speaker list, no.
Okay, thank you. We will now take comments from anyone who has not yet spoken and wants to comment on a case on today's agenda.
Chairperson, I believe we have Sol Mercado, who was signed up to make a public comment.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak. Sol Mercado. All right, they do not appear to be here. All right, so our next speaker, our next speaker is Patricia Blair for Chazaras Hill in opposition. If you are on video, please unmute yourself by pressing the microphone button. If you are on the phone, please unmute yourself by pressing *6. Your 2 minutes will begin when you start to speak.
Hi, my name is Patricia Blair. I'm sorry for the inconvenience earlier. I have difficulties with this technology. I'm Chazara's grandmother, and I'm speaking on the behalf of my family and me. I have a lot of concerns about the last hearing we appeared in. To me, Chazara's father didn't have any remorse. He didn't appear to be rehabilitated. He didn't acknowledge his wrongdoings. He did not give any apology to our family or to my daughter on the behalf of him. He had all opportunities to give him back to our family, and he refused to do that due to the circumstances that he was having between him and his wife concerning my grandson. He had all opportunities to give him back, and he chose not to. So I feel like he still does not have any remorse. And as far as him being able to remarry, she have kids, and for them to grant him parole is just absurd to me, because she have children. He haven't even acknowledged his wrongdoing or what he did to my grandson. So my concern is that he'll get out and repeat the same thing if something go wrong in a relationship, if something is denied, or if he get back on drugs. He even committed crimes since he's been in there. He did not even want to pay our family restitution. So he was doing illegal things in there to keep from doing that. And he also said he still have a criminal mind. I don't understand how he was granted the first time. Because to me, he's not rehabilitated. I'm praying and praying and praying.
Your 2 minutes have elapsed. Please conclude your statement.
I just want you to take everything under consideration. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Chairperson, there are no more speakers signed up to speak on today's cases.
All right, on behalf of my colleagues, I wish to thank everyone for participating today. We will recess the open session of the September Executive Board meeting at this time. We will reconvene in open session tomorrow at 9 a.m. This meeting is now in recess.